Okay folks, I'm cringing myself out here. This is my first tutorial and we're gonna go straight in with brows. As you can see, I've had years of overplucking, so my eyebrows are considerably thinner than they should be. We're using the Anastasia pomade in dark brown also. I tend to keep my product really from the mid brow right through to the tail length. I like a good strong tail. You'll notice coming up to the front of the brows, whatever's left on your brush really, use that. You don't want it too blocky, you want natural looking hairs at the front. Moving on to our eyeshadow base, we're going in with the old trusty, the Louise base. This is in the shade 1 because I am Casper the Ghost. This is going to be a 2-in-1. We're going to carve our brows while also putting down a base for our eyeshadows. When doing this, be very, very careful when carving the brows, because if you go too close to the hairs with too much product to begin with, you will get it on your hairs and that's not a good look. But once it is on, just buff it out with a big buffer brush until it's nice and smooth. Same again with the other brow. Always start the carving just a wee tiny bit down underneath the line that you'll be carving. And then with any extra product that I do have just left over on the brush, I do like to carve out the tops of my brows. I know not everybody likes to do that, but I do, so that's really optional. Personal preference. I just think it cleans up the brow area and it just looks really sharp and neat and tidy, and after buffing this out, we're going to go in with the Clientele palette by Jah. We're going to go in with Sweet as our lid colour. Nice pinky tone. Now with this shade, you'll notice I'm just patting all over my tiny little lids. Just pat, pat, pat. The patting motion will actually help to build up the vibrancy and give you that really good payoff. Then we're going to go in with our transition shade. This is the shade Blush, I believe. This will basically just help to merge those two colours together, so it's a few shades lighter than what I have on my actual lids. So just back and forth with a big fluffy brush, and that just smooths everything out. Don't worry about any mess underneath the eyes, because you can always wipe it away. Next up, we're going in with the shade Gigi, I believe it's called. This is just a wee darker outer corner shadow. We really are just focusing this at the very, very outer corner. You don't want to bring this up too far. Literally the outer corners, and you can just kind of shuffle it up with wee small brush strokes, and then go back in with your other shades and just blend it out as you go. And here you'll see we're just wiping away any dirty oil fallout. Now we're going to go in with Pink Rose from the palette. This is a lovely shimmery champagne-y type pink. I think it's just gorgeous. Normally for wee shimmer shades I do tend to put down a base or a glitter glue. For this it was not necessary, just a wee spritz of my Fix Plus and on she went. Lovely. Just whack her on with wee pat motions, pat pat pat, and you'll get the best colour payoff from that. Next up we have our eyeliner, a wee trusty fave as well. I just love the Nyx Epic Ink Liner. It is fantastic. It is just the easiest wee eyeliner to use ever. Now for this look, I'm not doing anything too dramatic. There's no wings or anything. We're just basically tightlining, extending out a wee bit because we're going to go in with this darker shadow. Wee pat motions just directly on top of where I placed the liner. This is going to darken our lash line and just give you an overall smokier look to the eye. Now we're going to go in with a little bit of NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk. Any of my clients will know that I prefer white eyeliner in the waterline to black, hands down. Always have. It just opens the eye area, makes it brighter. I have also went in with a wee bit of MAC pencil in Teddy just underneath on the actual lashes itself to give it a wee bit of depth, and then we've also blended it out with some shadows as well, any shadows that we've used just on top of the eye. And with lashes now, these are just wee basic ones from Primalash, nothing major. Going in with our base, starting with primer, it's the L'Oreal Hydragenius, and then we're also going to go in with the Barry M highlighter drops. I just love these. I know you look like a tin man or a greasy sausage, you choose, but they're just fab, okay? They're fabulous. Gives you that nice dewy look. Then we're going in with our Note foundation. I think I've just mixed like 4 and a wee drop of 1 because the 4 was a wee bit too dark. Lapping it on there. A wee line on my tiny forehead, of course. And then I'm going to get my Real Technique sponge and hammer and tongs. Fly through this so well. I've always just preferred sponges just because I think they have a bit of a more natural finish, first of all, but they're also quicker, and why would you not want to do your foundation quicker? You know, if you do want a heavier coverage, I would definitely say use a brush. Alright, next up we are going for concealer. This is the LA Girl Pro. I believe it's in the shade Porcelain. It's just one of my kind of original favorites. Hydrating underneath the eyes, good coverage. What more do you need in a concealer? Same kind of technique, just buff. With sponges, always have them a wee bit damp and press into the skin, never wipe. And then with a wee clean buffer brush, you're going to buff around your eyeshadow basically. This is one of my favourite stages of the makeup look. It's where you finally feel like it's coming together. You're able to smooth everything out. And then do the same with the other eye. You can choose whether you want it soft and diffused or if you want it sharp and more contoured. Up to you. I'm going with soft and rounded. Now on to a wee bit of contour. I'm not gonna lie folks, if you guys are looking for a bronzed, contoured, chiseled goddess, it's not gonna be me. No amount of contour is gonna change me much, just because simply I put on a lot of weight in the last few years. So rather than, you know, try and feel, I just put a wee bit on my cheekbones and a wee bit just underneath my chin to kind of blend in with my tan and whatnot. It's also just a good wee base for my bronzer, which I'll be doing in a couple of minutes. For now we're going to put on a wee bit of Airspun, just really in the centres of my face, so underneath my eyes, chin, nose and a wee dab on the forehead. Then we're going to go in with Jouer. I love this because it's just a very, very natural bronzer. As I said, I don't really like drawing too much attention to my face with going over the top with contours and bronzers, so I just kind of like a wee natural glow. On then to a wee bit of Nars. I think this is Dolce Vita. It's just a lovely wee matte bronzer. I love it. Then the highlighter. Now this is something I do love, guys. Is lots of highlight. Highlight those cheekbones, Cupid's bow, wee bit in the chin, my bridge of my nose, 2 wee dots in my forehead, and I shouldn't really do this, but the tip of my nose too. But as I've said before, I've learned to live with that honker, so. Next up we have a wee Pixi spray. I use this just to put a wee bit of moisture back into my skin after using powder products. And then straight into a bit of mascara, just really for my lower lashes and to blend the lashes together with my own lashes. This one's a Charlotte Tilbury Big Fat Lash mascara, I think it's called. We're going to dive back into that Clientele palette. We're going to take that wee shade Glow Up and we're going to put it in our inner corner. You know by now I do love a good bright eye, but a white eyeliner, a good pop of colour in there. Onto the lips, we're going to outline them. This is MAC Soar. It's my all-time favourite. I do tend to go for more pinky toned than brown nudes. So this suits me down to a T. Just going to outline my own lips. And then you will notice that I do kind of draw on my lips as well, just to kind of blend it all in. Next, a wee lip gloss. We're going to go for Kiko. Their glosses are amazing, by the way. I have nearly every colour. They're fabulous. Very, very glossy and just beautiful. Last but not least, we're going to go in with some all-nighter spray, just to keep you setting all night. And then this part, oh, this is the cringiest thing I've ever done. Sorry to put you through this, guys. But it had to be done. Had to be done for this final look. Sorry.